Good morning, guys. Yesterday I went to the fest, the final day of the fest, and I also went to the new building that was made by the time we were doing our MSc, and I never went inside, but today I did, and I first went up all the way up to the 7th floor, and it was under construction. Then I came back to 6th. It was also under construction. Then to 5th, then 4th, and there were some of those departments who handle this office work, and that was there. And they have this central, what they call it, central water filtration plant, something like that, reverse osmosis, I think. And yeah, I drank some of the water, and I looked here and there, and I came back down, not forgetting to take some selfies from above and in the first floor. And I think the architecture inside is very modern and not in a very good way. I think it's kind of blocks, and it lacks the soul in the upper floors, but in the ground floor they have this double ceiling there, and it looks kind of interesting. It was nice. It's a really big building, far bigger than the ones we had before, which were 1, 2, or max 3 stories. And yeah, the view from the above was really nice, view from the top. And then I went to see the fest, and I was with my friend Govinda there, and we went to some of the stalls, and I answered a question, and I won a toffee, won a candy, to be exact. And I have been winning these candies since I was in middle school, and I went to the colleges and the universities in their fests, and I answered questions, and I won the prizes. I remember doing it on Vivekananda College a few years ago, quite a few years ago. And at first they were not giving us a candy because they didn't have one. They didn't have the jar there, and I was just moaning and telling to my friend that yeah, I used to win this, win there, and the girl took a pity on me and gave her one of her toffees. It was a cup lozenge. I think they were carrying it because to have a good breath when they're giving the demonstration to the guests. But still, I took it with a lot of thank you, and I also wrote there, so thanks a lot. Thanks for the candy too. And yeah, and you see, I'm a little bit jubilant today because someone called me a handsome hunk. And yeah, I'm not a hunk, but being called handsome is nice, especially if it comes from a girl, and we have to think things through if it comes from a boy. So yeah, I'm a little excited, and I also sent her, the person who sent that message, a meme of boys after getting complimented after 10 years, and then the cat sitting like dumbfounded with his crown on her head, on his head. Yeah, so that's it. Let's choose a topic for today, and the topic can be a topical medicine. So a topical medicine is a type of medicine which is applied to the external skin, and is not for internal use, in the sense that it goes internally through our mouth or goes inside our body cavity directly. And this topical medicine consists of mostly ointments, which can help us with a lot of diseases, such as there are ointment for fungal or other skin diseases. There is ointment for swelling. There is ointment for when you get hit at some place and it's paining. There is ointment for this muscle pain. If you just fall from a place, or you just have a pain in your back, there are ointments for that too. And these topical medicines, how they work is that the active ingredient of the medicine goes inside the person through the pores of the skin, and they often affect the nerves there, and they can also have an antibacterial properties. which can help antibacterial and antifungal properties which kills the cell. And the important distinction between topical and not so topical ointments, medicines, is that the medicine does not come into contact with the blood directly. So yeah, and the advantages include that they can be made more potent, because maybe if it was less, if it were to go inside the blood, then you have to control the dosage and give it in smaller ones, which means multiple doses of the medicine. But in topical ointments, we can give a large blob, and it can work wonders outside the body, and can be a viable first line of defense instead of the dead skin cells, which is regarded as one. So that's all about topical medicines, topical ointments. Thank you for listening. Hope to see you again, and bye-bye.